ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतो वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्री गणेश शारदा गुरुभ्यो नमः। शिवाय गुरवे नमः। Sanat Sanatanatamah. The first name is Sanat. Sanat is not a noun or a verb. There are three kinds of words in Sanskrit. Suptingandam Padam. There is a sutra of Panini. Antam goes with sup and ting. Subandam is called nouns because there are 21 pratyayas. Svaujasamot chashtabhyambis, nebhyambis, nesibhyambis, ni o sup. This is added to nouns. So you get Ramaha, Ramo, Ramaha, Rama, Se, Rama, Au, like that. Similarly, you have got Titahanti, Sitahata, Mivahamaha, that is thing or verb. So Subandam is called noun, Tingandam is called verb. These are the two Padam. This is called Padam by Panini. Like you say parts of speech in English, in Sanskrit it's only these two. The third one is called Nipata, or it's also called Avyayam. Indeclinable, because they don't decline. Yes, the word Rama became two Ramas or three Ramas. But the word Api means but. The but does not become any more. It doesn't become two but or three but. No. You can say that so many times, but it's only one. So that is called Nipata. Nipata means it came and fell. Patati. And it just stays like that. It doesn't change. So the Sanat is like that. It is neither a noun nor a verb. It's an avyaya. It's indeclinable. It doesn't decline further. That is Sanat. That is what he says. Sanat iti nipataha. That is the first sentence. Sanat iti nipataha. Sanat is nipata. It is not sup or thing. It's not noun or verb. And what is the meaning? Chirarthavachanaha. Artham is chiram. Chiram means time. Chiram means forever. Hanuman is a Chiranjeevi. Markandeya is a Chiranjeevi. So chiram means forever. So eternal, forever. That is the meaning of chiram. So that is the meaning of Sanat. So Vishnu is Sanat, means Vishnu is, your great grandfather saw him. Your great grandson is also going to hear about him. He's like Akasham, he is Sanat. So Shankara says, Kalascha parasyaiva vikalpana kapi. Parasya purushasya. Parasya means Paramatmanaha. Of para, Kala is also a vikalpa. Bhagavan is also Kala Rupi. He says in the Gita, Kalosmyaham, I am Kala. So Shankara says this chiram or eternal means time. It means Kala. So Sanat is equal to time. That is how he writes. And he quotes the Vishnu Purana to prove it. These few things are all Vishnu, including Kala. What is the first? Paratsya Brahmano Rupam Purushaha Prathamam Dvija. Hey Dvija, hey Brahmana. Prathamam Parasya Rupam Purushaha. Purusha means Paramatma. Purusha means Kshetrajna. Purusha Suktam. Purusha means Paramatma. Kshetrajna. There is a Prathamam Rupam. That is the first form of Vishnu. The second form, Vyaktam. This is the entire Jagat, Prakriti. Vyaktam means the entire Jagat. What is perceived by you. That is also Paramatma. The Jagat is also Paramatma, Vishwam, Vishnu. Vishnu is Vishwam. The next one is Avyaktam. Things you don't see. Like your mind. It is all Avyaktam. So that is also Parasya Brahmano Rupam. 1, 2, 3. Tathe Vanye Rupe Kalaha. So Anye Vyakta Vyakte, Prakriti and Avyakritam, the unmanifest, the manifest and the unmanifest. The last one, Kalaha, time. Time is also Vishnu's form. With this quote, he proved that Kala is nothing but Vishnu. Without Kala, creation is not possible. What is Kalam? Kalam is Vyavahara Hetu. Vyavahara means transaction. If you have to transact in the world, you need to say this time, that time. You have to have a beginning and end to that transaction. Similarly, the creation is not possible without time. If you analyze time, there is no such thing as time. All that is now. Your future and your past is all now. If you go to nanoseconds, always there is now only. And that now is like a point. It doesn't require anything. A point can just, anywhere it is possible for a point. But when you make several points, it becomes a line. That is Kala. So that now, it becomes time span. So if you cut that now, the time disappears. And that is a necessity for creation. Prakriti, Avyakritam, nothing will be possible without this Kalaha. And that Kala, that is why it is Paramatma. Because Kala is something is mathematically possible, but in reality it's not there when you analyze. When you try to dissect it, it disappears into thin air. That is why it is Paramatma. Sarvayoga Vinisritaha. It just disappears. You cannot pinpoint that time. Hence, he is called as Sanat Chiram Kalaswarupaha iti Vishnu Purane. The next one is Sanatana Tamaha. So, is only Vishnu who is Sanat, who is Chiranjeevi? No, there are other people who are Sarva Karanatvat Virinchyaadinampi Sanatana Nam Satvat. So, the Jagat Karanam, the cause of this universe. Who is the cause of the universe? Brahmaji. Chaturmukha Brahma. He is called Virinchi. Kamalasana, Brahma, Srishta, Prajapati, Vedha. All these are names of Brahmaji. He is also Sanatana. He also exists forever. That is why Vishnu is called next one, Sanatana Tama. He is more Sanat, more Chiram than Brahma. Why? The word Tama means superior. Tara means comparatively better. Comparative. So Tara is comparative, Tama is superlative. So he is Sanat, Chiram, and he is Sanatana Tama. He is even more Sanatana than Virinchi, Brahmadi. Virinchyaadina napi sarvakaranatvad. Since Virinchi Brahma is the cause of this universe, and Vishnu is, Paramatma is, Sarveshwara is more Sanat, Chirasthai than this Brahmaji. Hence he is called Sanatana Tamaha. Sanatana. Next one is Kapilaha. Earlier, the word Kapila was told as Sankhya Shastra Pravartaka, the person who taught the system of Sankhya, Kapila Maharshi. So here he is going in a different direction. Kapilaha means a varna, a color. It's a brownish color. They say that when you do Godanam, Kapila Gohu, that is the most sought after. That is the best color of cow you can offer. So, this Kapilavarna is like brownish color. This is when fire occurs in water, the volcanoes in the ocean. It is called Badavanalaha. That Badavanalaha is called Kapilaha because it is of that color.
Fire in the ocean?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Submarine fire. Submarine fire means in the ocean bed there is volcanoes. So they burst. So this was seen by our ancient people. They call it Vadavanala. In Tamil they say Timitimingalam, the whale of the whales. Or in Sanskrit they say Timingila Gilam, a big whale. These are all words they had. So Kapila is the name of that submarine fire. The fire which is in the ocean. Why? Because it is that fire which, when it explodes, what happens, that area where that ocean was becomes a landmass. So you get a Lakshadweep. You get, otherwise your vacation is not possible. You won't be going to Bahamas. If Vishnu was not there as Vadavanala, the submarine fire, all your vacations are gone. Your trip industry it comes to tatters. So Vishnu, in order to maintain this vyavastha of Srishti, he is the one who is a submarine fire. That is why he is called as Kapilaha. Kapilaha Varnaha, Tadrupi Kapilaha. So, Kapilavarnatvat Badavanalaha Kapilaha. Why? Loka Upakarakaya. In order to help the world by creating landmass. So, he is envisioning this population explosion and creating this landmass. Hence, Loka Upakaraka. He is the Sthitikaraka. That is a duty of Vishnu to maintain the world. Hence, he is called as Kapilaha. The word Kapila means submarine fire. Badavanala. That he does for Loka Upakara. Tadrupen Sthitva Samudrasya Maryada Rakshanatvad Narayana Kapilaha. Maryada Rakshana means he actually maintains the equilibrium, the Seema, the borders of the ocean. Otherwise, water will think Varuna will think I am all powerful. There is nobody to control me. Then he will say, I am Kapila here, in the fire. I will come and explode inside you. So he kinds of tones down. So that Maryada Sthapanam is done by Vishnu in the form of Kapilaha. The next one is Kapihi. The word Kapi means a monkey. P means to drink. P means to drink. Kam means water. What is the meaning of kam? Water. Kanjalochana. They say that. Kanjalochana means Pankajalojana. Kanjalochana means Pankajalochana. Kanja. Kam means water. Ja means born. Born of water means Pankajam. When your wife is not angry, she will be Kanjalochana. The eyes are all blooming with hope. So kam means jalam. Tat piyate. Who drinks that jalam? Like with a straw. Just like you put a straw, the Surya puts the rasmi. Surya, what does he do? He sends a straw into the ocean and then sucks it up. That's why Surya is called as Kapihi. He drinks it. Kam jalam rashmi bihi pipan. Rashmi means what? Sun ray. What is the meaning of rashmi? Sun ray. Rashmi bihi pibadi. He drinks. It is Surya Narayana. Surya is none other than Vishnu. Rashmi bihi piban saha kapihi. Surya is called as Kapihi. That is one meaning. Kapihi Suryaha. That is first meaning. Second meaning, Kapihi Varaho Va. Or Kapi is called Varaha. Why? P means Pa, to protect. Pati means protect. One who protects is P. One who has Dhanam is Dhani. One who has Pa Rakshanam is P. Like Dhani, P. What does he P? Ka. Ka means from the waters. Whom does he protect? The world. Like Varahavatara, he protects the Bhumi from the waters, primordial waters. And also there is a Smriti. Kapir Varaha Sreshthascha. Kapihi can mean Varaha or Sreshtaha, Aditya. And any excellent person can also be Kapi. So Varaha is also the meaning of Kapihi. Sanat, Sanataradamaha, Kapilaha, Kapihi. The last one is Apyayaha. What is the last one? Apyayaha. Yeah, it's not Avyayaha, it's Apyayaha. People, when they don't know a word, they'll just go by the word they know. If you don't have a guru, that is. That is Apyayaha. Apyayaha means apiyante, one who drinks, one who consumes. When pralaye, apyayaha means, api means water, pralaya jale, ayati means consumes. The entire world he consumes, he immerses in water. So apiyate means liyate, laya. Everything, the entire creation becomes immersed in waters. That is the meaning of apyayaha. That's what he writes. Pralaye asmin apiyanti jagat. Asmin means in this Vishnu. In this Vishnu, the entire world liyate, it disappears. It immerses. That is why Vishnu is called as Apyayaha. Iri Namnam Navamam Shatakam Vivrutam. The 900 names are over now. 100 more to go to 1000. (901) is Swastidaha. The 901 name is Swastidaha. Swasti means Mangalam. What is the meaning of Swasti? Mangalam. Daha means one who gives. Shanti Daha means one who gives peace. Swasti Daha means one who gives Mangalam. What is Mangalam? Mangalam is different things for different people. That is why the word Mangalam means what you consider conducive to yourself. What is pleasant to you. For the Chinese, garlic is Mangalam. For us, it is not. For Hare Krishnas. No onion, no garlic, no illicit, all that they have a list. So, whatever is Samihitam, Sadhana Tamam, what is Ishtam, what is pleasant for you, that is Mangalam. He will give you that. He is Swastidaha. Or Jnapakam Va, he actually reminds you of Swasti. Hence he is called as Swastidaha. So Mangala Daha, Mangala Data. That is the meaning of Swastidaha. The next one is Swastikrit. So where will you give this Mangalam? Somebody has to create this Mangalam first. Then only you can provide it. So who creates that? That Mangalam is also created by Vishnu. That is the meaning of Swastikrit. He makes the Mangalam Vastu, Shubham Vastu, Swasti, and then he gives it. He doesn't look for the Mangalam elsewhere. He himself creates that conducive circumstance. He himself creates and gives. That is the meaning of Swastikrit. Tadeva Karoti. Tadeva means Mangalameva, Swastireva. Tadeva Karoti iti Swastikrit. That is the meaning of Swastikrit. So having made the auspicious things, he gives. How can he create Swasti? Because Swasti, he is Swasti, he is Mangalam. Vishnu is, himself is Mangala Swarupaha. So unless you have it, you cannot give it. Unless you have it, you cannot give it. It is like asking the salt to the ocean. Where does the ocean get the salt? The ocean itself is the salt. Similarly, Bhagavan's Swarupam, Vishnu's Swarupam is Swasti. Vishnu's Swarupam is Bhadram. Mangala Swarupam. What is Mangalam? What is that Swarupam of Bhagavan? Paramanandam. That nobody will say no to. The Chinese is after the garlic because there is Anandam for him. So any object you are seeking because of Anandam. And Vishnu is Paramanandam. Vishnu's Swarupam is Paramanandam. Swarupam means his nature. What is Swarupam? Swasya Rupam. His own form. And his form is what? Paramanandam. Tadeva Lakshanam. That is his definition. Hence, he is Swastidaha Swastikrite. Because he himself is Paramananda Lakshanam Swasti. Paramananda Lakshana Rupam Swasti. Okay, Swastidaha, Swastikrit, Swasti. Why is he keeping so much of Swasti, so much of Paramanandam with himself? What is the reason for having this Anandam? Swasti Bhug, because he eats it. He enjoys it. That is what he does. He takes his toe and puts in his mouth. And then he keeps on sucking. What is he sucking? His own Anandam. He pacifies himself. He does not look for a pacifier outside of himself. That is what Mukunda does. Mukhe viniveshayantam. He takes it and sucks. He just enjoys his own swasti, his own surupanandam. That is why he is called as Swasti Bhuk. Because he eats a lot of swasti, a lot of surupanandam, a little bit comes out and it also falls on his devotees. That is how he becomes Swasti Kriti and Swasti Daha. So there is the meaning of Swasti Bhuk. Tadeva Bhunkte. Tadeva means Surupa Anandam. Vishnu Surupam is Anandam. Vishnu and Anandam are not two different things. Vishnu and Anandam are not two different. Vishnu himself is Anandam. Vishnu is called Satchidananda Rupaya. He is Ananda Rupa. Anando, Nandano, Nandaha. He himself is Ananda. Hence he bhunkte. He eats it. Tadeva Anandam bhunkte iti Swasti Bhuk. Bhaktana Mangalam Swasti Bhunakti iti va. He not only eats his own swasti, but the bhaktas make some mangalam, some sundal. That also he comes and bhunakti, he comes and eats that also. Whatever is offered, mangalam. So you cannot offer him onion and garlic. You have to offer him mangalam. You have to offer him swasti, shastra sammitam. That which is unveiled in the Vedic vision. Those things if you offer, swasti bhuk. So this is for us. That is his Surupam. This is for the devotees. The second meaning. Surupam Anandam Bhunkte iti Swasti Bhuk. First meaning. Bhaktanam Mangalam Swasti yad tad bhunakti iti Swasti Bhuk. The last one is Swasti Dakshinaha. Dakshina means increase or capable. Swasti Rupena Dakshate Vardhate. One who increases in the form of Mangalam, in the form of good, in the form of auspiciousness. He keeps on increasing. Swasti Datum Samartha Iriva. Dakshinaha also means Dakshaha. Daksha means Samarthaha, capable. He is also capable of giving Swasti. Swasti Dakshinaha. Athava Dakshina Shabdaha Ashu Karani Vartate. Dakshina means skillful. What is the meaning of Dakshina? Skillful. So, when is a person skillful? Sing means immediately the song should come out. When you are skillful, that will come out. Any action, if you have done it so many times, then you won't have to think. It becomes your Surupam. That is called Dakshinyam. And when you call him, he does not wait. Ashu karoti. Ashu means immediately. That is why he is called Swasti Dakshinaha. His generosity, you don't have to really wait. When will he will be pleased? I have to look at his face and make sure. The children all do that. When the father comes, oh, is he angry or can I ask him? We pep him up a little bit. All that you don't have to do with Vishnu because he is Ashukari. Ashu means immediately. Athava Dakshina Shabdaha Ashukarini Vartate. Dakshina means Ashukari. Immediately he does the Swasti. That's why he is called as Swasti Dakshinaha. Shigram Swasti Datum Ayameva Samarthaha. Only he is able to give Swasti immediately. Apavitra Pavitro va Sarvavastham Gitopi va Yasmaret Pundarikaksham Sabahya Bhyandara Suchihi. You don't feel Swasti when you are Asuchi. When you feel impure inside or outside, you don't feel swasti. So, by saying Pundarikaksha, by taking Vishnu's name, immediately you feel that Shuchi. Because he can immediately give it. By just saying the word Vishnu or Pundarikaksha, immediately the swasti happens. That is why he is called Shigram Swasti Dadum Samarthaha. He is the only one who is capable of giving that swasti, feeling swasti. So he wants to quote some smriti for this. Why Vishnu is Samarthaha? Why Vishnu can create that conducive mindset immediately? Swasti means creating that pleasant situation in your mind. Your mind becoming very pleasant. Swasti. Swasti. Swa means oneself. Sti. You are not afraid of doghouse or anything at all. You are just enjoying yourself. That is Swasti. Being yourself. That is because he creates that kind of conducive mindset in you. How can he do that? The Smriti. Smaranadeva devasya siddhyanti sarva siddhayaha. Tasya devasya Vishnoho smaranadeva sarva siddhayaha siddhyanti. Smrite sakala kalyana bhajanam yatra jayate. Smrite, when you remember him, sakala kalyanam jayate. Kalyanam means shubham, shivam, swasti. Sakala kalyanam, all the kalyanams happens smrite, smrita matre, smarana matre. Just the moment you say Pundarikaksha, it manifests the conducive mindset. Purushas tamajan nityam brajami sharanam harim. All you have to do is sharanam brajami. You have to go and surrender unto him. Smaranadeva krishnasya papa sanghada panjaram. So when you are ashuchi, when your mind has klesha, when your mind is impure, impure means what? The external dirt have come inside and it's sitting on you in the form of a neighbor thought. Some thought, it is inhabiting your mind. That is the impurity. So that creates a panjaram. What is panjaram? Jail. So jail means it's not a visible jail. It's your own. That's why it's called panjaram. What is that panjaram? Papa sanghada panjaram. Your own papa sanghadam. Your own sinful past. Your own sinful past is called papa sanghada panjaram. So you have kept yourself in this guilt-ridden mindset. That Krishnasya smaranadeva, by remembering Krishna, sadadha veda mayadi, they break into pieces. Girir vajrahato yatha. Just like the giri means mountain. Vajrahataha means destroyed. Hata means destruction. Hanti means to destroy. Vajram means the ayudham of Indra. If you have seen the rinse soap ad, that is Vajrayudham. So Indra carries the Vajrayudham. Why? Because all the mountains, they had wings. In olden times, all the mountains had wings. So whenever they wanted a vacation, they used to fly to Bahamas. So all the people sitting there, they were all crushed. So they went and prayed to Devendra. If Devendra can handle himself, he will not go to Brahmaji. So he took his Vajra and cut everybody except Mainaka. Why? Because Menaka was his girlfriend. And he said, don't kill my son. Don't hurt my son. And Mainaka went and hid inside the ocean near Sri Lanka. So he's underneath. So when Hanuman, he came up. He had wings. Otherwise, all these mountains were flying about everywhere. This Vajrayudha was the one which controlled this. He cut off all the wings. So that's why he's saying, Girihi Vajrahataha. All the Giris were shown their place. Himalaya means you sit in the north, you don't fly. So he was all sitting there. Just like that, this Krishna's Nama is like a Vajrayudha. The moment you say Krishna, all your Papa Panchara Sanghada, your guilt-ridden mindset, Kimaham Sadhuna Karavam, did I cook today? Did I listen to her? Did I did all the chores list? feeling guilty, all that is gone. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Everything disappears. Ityadi vajanebhyaha. That is why he is called as Swasti Dakshinaha. So here in the last meaning it is like Anishta Pariharam. First Swastidaha means Ishta Danam. Swastidaha Ishtam means your conducive mindset, what you want. Whatever the Bhakta wants. It can vary from person to person. That is why we have this creation. Because you have got Hare Krishnas and Chinese. They are in both extreme poles. Everybody has different things needed for their survival. They would want a guru, but they want a guru who speaks Malayalam. They won't want a guru who speaks Korean. So everybody has got a huge wish list. And Vishnu has to come as that guru. Ishwaraha, Guru, Atma is one thing. So because he has to give that fulfillment for all, first he becomes Ishtadata. That is the meaning of Swastidaha. The last one, Swasti Dakshina, the final name, Anishta Nivarakaha. What is Anishtam Papam? Your own making. The extra things you did. Things you do, but then you commit mistakes when you do. That is called Anishtam. The collateral damage, the undesired consequences of your cooking or whatever you are making, whatever your doings are. All that is eliminated by Krishna Smaranam. That is the meaning of Swasti Dakshinaha. The next one is Araudraha. There are two words here, and Raudraha. What is the meaning of Raudraha? A person who is very fierce. Why a person is fierce? Because of three reasons. One, because you want something and he wants a different thing. Why they get fierce? Why the eyes become red? Because you want something, they want something else. That is called Ragaha. Raga means color. The eyes becomes red because of the color inside. The internal coloring, your inhibition. That is number one reason. So for Raudra, what is the reason? Ragaha. The second reason is Kopaha. When you don't get your Raga, you become Kupitaha. That also is Raudram. The third one is Karma. Then you indulge in action. You don't simply keep quiet. By having this, you have to execute, you have to do something. You have to go and manifest that Raga and Kopa. That is called Karma. These three things are called Raudra. Raudram Karma, Raudram Ragam, Raudram Kopam. These three he does not have. Whatever Mahalakshmi says, if she squeezes, he will take the massage. If she breaks it, he will go to the chiropractor and clear it, get it done. He will never become Raudraha because he is not Shiva, he is Araudraha. That is why all those people, Shiva, Brahma, everybody got upset with that Bhrigu Maharshi. But he said, come and hit me here, just step me on my heart. He took it. And in the process, he just pressed his ego, his eye on his feet and made him awaken. So Vishnu is Araudraha, Shanta Surupaha. Always Araudraha, because he does not have these three problems which usually causes Raudram, Rudrasya Bhavaha, Karma Raudram, Ragascha Raudraha, Kopascha Raudraha, Raudratrayam Nasti Asya. Edatrayam Nasti. He does not have three Rudras, Raudram. Why he does not have this Raudram? These three? Because Avapta Sarva Kamatvat. Avapta means attained. He already has everything. Sarva Kamaha. All the Kamas are attained by him. Hence there is no reason for him to get this Raga. Avapta Sarva Kamatvena Raga Dvesha Dehe Abhavat Araudraha. So karma here does not mean Ishwararpidam karma. Because you have to get over your karmic problem by doing Nishkama karma. So here karma means kashtam karma. Karma, that is Raudram. There are two kinds of karma, Raudram karma and Araudram karma. Here it means kashtam karma. Only that will lead to raga. Kashtam karma only raga will lead to kashtam karma. Only kopa or dvesha and raga will lead to kashtam karma. Why do you act? Because of desire. Is that desire binding or non-binding? If it is binding, it is mirroring your mind because it has color. If it is not binding, it is transparent. That desire is transparent. You are a teacher, you teach. That's it. Then if it comes with some bondage, some binding, then raga is involved. So that is why the karma has to be kashtam karma. He does not have that kashtam karma. So kashtam karma, the word kashtam has to be added because generally karma means good, no? You are supposed to do karma all the time. So here you have to distinguish that karma from, or you say it as deliberate karma. When you are angry, you don't do karma deliberately. It doesn't break. If you are deliberate about it, nothing breaks. You are carried by anger and the anger does. Manyu karodi, manyu karyati. Manyu makes you do everything. That is the kashtam. You are under pressure to perform something, do something. That pressure is called kashtam. So without any pressure, without any bondage, with non-binding karma, that is called as nishkama karma. That is not what is meant by Raudram here. That's all I am saying. Karma Raudram, Ragascha Raudraha, Kopascha Raudraha, Raudratrayam Vishnoho Nasti. Avapta Sarvakamatvena, because he has got all his desires done. Ragadveshader Abhavat. So having a kama, having a desire is the reason for this dvesha, this kopa. If you don't have any desire, you will never have any kopam. Why you are angry? Because the fifth step is crooked. You want it straight. If you don't have any choice or preference, what is the big deal? It can be this way or that way. That is Vishnu. The next one is Kundali. The next one is called as Kundali. Kundalam means coil. What is the meaning of Kundalam? Coil. So Kundali means one who coils up. Who coils up? Sheshaha. Why he is called Kundali? Because Kundalam is Shesha. He is Sheshi. He is the one who possesses Shesha. Shesha belongs to him. Hence he is called as Kundali. Or he has got an earring. Vishnu has got Kundalam. Kavacha Kundalam. So that is what he says. Shesha Rupa Bhak Kundali. Sahasramshu Mandalopama Kundala Dharana Dva. Sahasramshu means Surya. Sahasra means 1000. Amshu means rays. 1000 rayed one means Surya. So his earrings are splendorous, like the Surya. He is wearing that kundalam. Sahasramshu Mandalopama. Upama means similar to. Upama is similar. Similar to that, he is wearing the kundalam. Tad Dharanat, he is Kundali. Or the two kundalas he has, one is called Sankhyam and one is called Yogam. He has this kundalam. Paramatma is decorated by two. One is Sankhyam meaning Jnanam, Sankhyayate, Jnayate. Sankhya means knowledge or theory. The other one is Yogam, means practice. So those are his vibhuti, those are his decorations. If you want to see Vishnu first, you have to see his kundalam first. What is this kundalam? Sankhyam and Yogam, Jnanam and Kriya. There is one more meaning. Araudra Kundali. So Araudra, his face is very pleasant. Then he has this kundalam. The last one is, third one is Chakri.
It is also Lohitaksha.
Yeah, when he sees Kamsa, yeah, when you see what you don't want to see, you become what? Lohitakshaha. So when he looks at papis, when he looks at all these adharma kartas, then he becomes Lohitaksha. His eyes becomes red. Narasimha Avatara. His eyes are Lohitaksha. So he is Chakri. So Chakra means Sudarshanam. Why Sudarshanam? Samasta Lokarakshartham, in order to protect the entire world. Actually, Manastatvatmakam. How do you protect the entire world? By having a good vision. What is Sudarshanam? A good vision. Bhadram garne vishruniyama devaha, Bhadram pasye makshibhir yajatraha. If you see Bhadram with your eyes, then all that will be seeing will be good. So your own mind is actually Sudarshanam. That's why the mind is spinning all the time. Should I go or not go? Should I stay or not stay? Continuously it is spinning like Sudarshanam Chakram. So it's Manastatvam. Who is holding that mind? Where is this mind being held? They ask you, did you lose your mind or what? I'm talking to you 10 times. What happened to your mind? The mind is with Vishnu. It is spinning in consciousness. The mind does not belong to us. Manastatvatmakam Sudarsanakyam Chakram Dhatte. It is the Paramatma who holds this mind. So if you have Chakri, you got your mind. So he quotes the Vishnu Purana here. Chalaswarupam Atyantam Javena Antaritanalam Chakraswarupam Cha Manaha Dhatte Vishnu Kare Sthitam. This mind, which is Chalaswarupam, keeps on moving from topic to topic like a drunken monkey. Keeps on jumping. Chalaswarupam Atyantam Javena Manojavam Marutatulya Vegam, like wind, like very swiftly. That is Javena. Antaritanalam. Analam means not enough, not enough. It is never enough of this movement. Chakraswarupam. And because it comes back to you. Why it is called Chakram? It goes and comes back. Tad manaha dhatte Vishnu kare sthitam. Vishnu is the one who holds that. So if you want to study it, just look at Vishnu's hand. Manastatvatmakam Sudarsanakyam Chakram Asya Asti Iti Manaha Chakri. So what does he cut with the Sudarshana Chakram? Your own durvritti, your own negative thoughts. That is called Asura. Asu means prana. Ra means ramante. If you are body conscious, if you want to be greedy, stay put in your body, then he cuts it and makes you a sura. Iti Vishnu Purana Vachanat. The next one is Vikramaha. Vikrami. The next one is Vikrami. Vikramaha means one who has got kramaha. What is kramaha? Pada vikshepaha. The positioning of the feet back and forth. Taking a step forward. What is kramaha? Pada vikshepaha. Taking a step forward with your feet. That is called pada vikshepa. That is vikrama. Shauryam va, or vikrama means valor. Vikrama means courage. Edadvayam, his vikramam, his gait. What is a gait? The way one walks. That's called kramam. You know, they call royal gait, swan gait. Like she walks like a swan. Like, I don't know how a swan would walk. But she walks like a peacock. All that they say. These are all krama. But Vishnu's krama is vilakshanam. The way Vishnu walks is very different, very beautiful. That is why Vishnu is called Vishesha Kramaha, Vikramaha. Last time Vikramaha meant one who is known in Rig, Yajur, Samad Vedas. Three. Yeah, one who is known in three Vedas. Because he walks on all the Vedic statements. The entire Veda talks about two things. One, it talks about karma, rituals, where Vishnu himself is called Yajna. So they don't really care about Vishnu. All they care about how to do this action. We will worry about religion later. We will worry about God later. I have to do it perfectly. They're perfectionists, the ritualists. And the next one is Brahma. Brahma means Paramatma. So those are the people who are Paramahamsas. Both are revealed in the Vedas. Both Vishnu is revealed. That is why he is called as Vikrama. That was the last meaning. So as ritual, you are only worried about action. As Brahman, you are worried only about Ishvara. In other words, as ritual, you are worried about yourself. You are the doer. How are you going to do it perfectly? You are about correcting yourself. That's ritualistic life. But in a life committed to Ishvara, in Parameshwara, Krishna, all your life is committed to Ishvara. Then you are non-existent. You are just immersed in Parameshwara. But in both cases, he is the Vikrama. He is the one who is traversing the entire Vedic literature. That was the last meaning. Then, Urjita Shasanaha. Sruti, Smriti, Lakshanam, Urjitam, Shasanam. So the Urjita Shasana has two meanings, two words. Shasana means instruction. Shasana means vidhi. Shasana means a statement of imploration, making you, inspiring you to act. That is called Shasanam. A person who does that is called Shasta. Who is that Shasta? Paramatma. And how is his Shasanam? How is this instruction? It's not like speak the truth, do good. No. It is Urjidam. Speak the truth. Like he means it. That is his Tatparyam. When we said that, Satyadharma Parakramaha. His Parakramaha means his Tatparyam. His intent is always towards Satyam and Dharmam. What is Satyam? Satchat Tyacha. Sat means what you know in front of you. That is Satyam. I am Satyam for you. Tyat means what you don't know. You don't know what is in my back. But that is also there. You can infer it. That is Tyat. So what is Vididam? What you know, known portion, this entire Jagat, that is Vishnu. And there is also this unknown portion. That is Tyat. That also he is trying to reveal through his Shasanam. Shasana means what? Words of imploration. Statements where he tries to reveal his instruction. And he does it in two kinds of books or literature. Not book, literature. One is called Sruti and the other one is Smriti. And Sruti is superior to Smriti. That's what he says. Sruti, Smriti, Lakshanam. Urjita means very energized. Because other these Jagat Gurus, they will talk something, Maharshis. When they talk, it will be very sweet. You'll be all excited. But when you go home, again it goes back. Why? Because it does not have Urjam. But Bhagavad Vakyam is not like that. One statement from the Bhagavad Gita, 1000 years ago, the same Ascharyam you will have now also. That's why you have to read the Bhagavatam, the Bhagavad Gita, the words. The words are so important. You cannot have a Vedanta center, go there and say, I'm going to talk about Nirvikalpa Brahma and talk in English for 1 hour. That doesn't work. You have to have that Vedic, then only that Urjam will be there. That's why he is called as Urjita Shasanaha. Smriti Smriti Lakshanam Urjitam Shasanam Asyeti Urjita Shasanaha, Shruti Smriti Mamevajne. He says that in Vishnu Purana. Who is a true Vaishnava? That's what he's going to say. Vaishnava means Vishnu Bhakta. Anybody who likes Vishnu is called a Vaishnava. So he talks about two people here. One is Vaishnava, the other one is Dveshi, Vishnu Dveshi. One who does not like to be a Vaishnava. Shruti Smriti Mamai Vajne. Shruti and Smriti. Shruti is Vedas. Smriti is Mahabharatam, Gita, Bhagavatam. That's Smriti. Te Mamaiva Ajne. Both are Mama Ajna. Ajna means order. What is Ajna? Order. Jna means knowledge. What is an order? It's a proclamation. Any order is, see, this is what I am trying to reveal to you. You follow it. So all order has got a jna part to it. There is some kind of knowledge which is a knowledge of law, of rule, that is revealed in that order. So Mamaiva Ajna, it's my own order. Veda and Mahabharata. Yeste ullangya vartate. One who does ullanghanam. What is ullanghanam? Breaking, transgressing. One who goes above 42. If it is 35, you have to go in 35. If you are going above 42, then it is ullanghanam. You are langhana. You are breaking it. So those who break this dictate of Shruti and Smriti, Ajna Chedi Mamadveshi. A person who transgresses that is called Mamadveshi. He really does not hate the law. He hates me. Mad Bhaktopi. Even though he is my Bhakta, he can be Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. But if he is breaking this dictate of Shruti and Smriti, na Vaishnavaha. He can put a big Nama on his forehead. But he cannot be a Vaishnava if he is going to break the dictate of Vishnu, which is Shruti and Smriti. So you cannot say, I didn't know the law, because the camera will catch your license plate and it will hand it over to you. It will come in post. You cannot deny or you cannot claim ignorance of law. You have to know it. You have to know what is Vishnu's Ajna. And you have to follow it. Even if you are a Vaishnava, if you don't know it, that's not an excuse. Swasti prajabhyah paripalayantam nyayena margena mahim mahisha go brahmanebhyah shubhamastu nityam loka samasta sukhino bhavantu sarve bhavantu sukhinah sarve santu niramaya sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.